Hello Butterfly, it's Eva Lane here from anxiousrelief.com, and today I'm going to be talking to you about 7 natural ways to help cure social anxiety. There are a myriad of different ways to help with social anxiety, and not everything works for everyone. The one thing to remember is for everyone, there is no one-hit wonder. There's no one thing that you can just do once and click your fingers and everything gets magicked better. I just want to put that out there first. Treatment for social anxiety is something that's often a process and often is a layered approach. So you have to take your treatment very seriously. You need to trial many different things often. Many different mindset techniques is one. It's not part of my 7, but it's one thing that you can think about. Oftentimes people do need to go on medication, at least for short term. Being an energy healer, people often think that I'm against medication. Nothing could be further from the truth. I do believe that medication can often, in a lot of cases, provide a short-term stopgap for your brain chemicals to come back up to the level that they need to be at for you to be able to put in the work that's required to truly overcome social anxiety. So without any further ado, I'll just jump straight into my top 7 natural cures for social anxiety. Number 1 would be breathing. So if you've researched, if you've Googled, if you've looked for natural remedies for social anxiety online, you're bound to see breathing coming up as, at least 3 out of the 7 top searches on Google. And that's because breathing is an incredibly effective and also a very quick way to reset your body's nervous system when you're having a panic attack in a social situation. So a really easy breathing technique that I like to teach my clients is what we affectionately call Xanax breath. And the idea behind calling it that is that the effect that you get from doing this breathing technique is like the effect of a Xanax. So it's a very simple technique. You breathe in for 5, you hold for 5, and breathe out for 5. So if you just want to do that with me, breathe in for 5, hold for 5, and out for 5. And you should feel in your body, if you've breathed deeply enough into your belly, that you have a really nice feeling of calm comes over you. And that's because the oxygen has been given enough time to go into your bloodstream, and by breathing out slowly, by holding the breath and breathing out slowly, you're not causing your bloodstream to become oversaturated with oxygen, which is hyperventilation, which is a big trigger and a big symptom of panic attack. So if you do find yourself in a panic attack in a social situation and you do find that you can grab onto the presence of mind to do that quick Xanax breath technique, you can't rush it. You have to breathe in for a legitimate count of 5, hold for a legitimate count of 5, and out for a legitimate count of 5. And you should feel that result immediately. It's an immediate physiological body response to doing that breathing technique, and it's a really good tool to have. So the second natural remedy for social anxiety is, I'll just grab it so you can show you, good old water. It's truly the elixir of life. Water is a wonderful thing to drink, and you should be drinking it regularly, because what our bodies are made up of about 90% water, and water is at the bottom of everything that we do. The reason why water is so important for anxiety recovery, and especially social anxiety recovery, is the way that the cells in your body communicate with each other are through electrical impulses. So water is a conductor of electricity. If your cells are nice and big and juicy and full of water, those messages can get through to each other. So your electrical circuit around your body, I also call this your energy circuit, your aura, is clean. It's working efficiently. There are no blockages. On a larger scale level, if you don't want to think about it on that kind of a minute level, if you don't drink enough water, you become dehydrated, which leads you to headachy, in extreme cases, dizziness, nausea, feeling like you're going to pass out, which again mimics a panic attack. So oftentimes people have an anxiety attack. Oftentimes when people are hungover, they can have anxiety attacks, and that's basically caused by being dehydrated. So water is a fantastic tool to have, and making sure that you drink lots of it. Again, it's not a one-hit wonder. You can't just go and drink, a couple of litres of water and never have a panic attack again. It's the sort of thing that you need to, start a habit and drink 8 glasses, 5 to 8 glasses over the course of a day. A lot of people find it very difficult to drink this amount of water. Just do what you can. 1 glass of water is better than no glasses of water, and you can go for herbal tea. You can flavour your water with lemon, or with herbs, or with mint. You can, even at the beginning, you can put a small amount of cordial into your water if you need to, if you need that flavour. If you're coming off soda pop or soft drink, and you'd rather, I think you call it Kool-Aid. In America, we call it cordial. In Australia, it's a good way to come off the soda addiction and start on a habit of water instead. A small amount of cordial in the bottom of a glass is a really good step down. So water would be the number 2 trick. Number 3 that I recommend, and I actually use this a lot, is it's a bark flower essence, and it's called Rescue Remedy. I hope you can see that there. Bark flower Rescue Remedy. And what this actually is, it's a spray. It's you put it on your tongue, and I do 1 spray on my tongue before bed, and then 1 spray on my tongue when I jump in the shower before bed as well. And that really helps just to ease my mind, relax my mind at the end of the day. Bark flower essences are completely natural. They are in a base of alcohol. If you're a purist and you don't want any alcohol or any drugs at all in your anxiety remedy, don't use the bark flower, or use the pastilles. They do have lolly versions of the Rescue Remedy. Otherwise, steer clear of it, try something else. But I personally have found a Rescue Remedy, which is a bark flower essence, to be very, very effective with calming the chatter in my mind at the end of the day and just helping me to wind down. I found it really, really effective. Next thing, and this is also good for people that suffer mild depression, Johns Wort. The brand that I use is Blackmore's, and I use that at the beginning of autumn or the beginning of fall. So in winter, you're not getting enough sun, which means you're not getting enough serotonin. Serotonin is responsible for the happy, calm chemicals in your brain. So a lot of people find that their depression is way worse in winter, and find that their anxiety as well is terrible in winter. St. Johns Wort is a very effective way to naturally in my example anyway, in my case, it's been a really good way to just support my my brain chemicals to help get me through winter. The other thing that I use, not at the same time as St. Johns Wort, I tend to use this on its own, is Ginkgo. That's the brand I use for that is Fusion. Ginkgo is really good for cardiovascular health, so it basically improves your circulation throughout your limbs and to your brain as well. And there have been some studies that have shown that it alleviates mild depression and anxiety as well. I personally used it to help with dizziness that I experienced recently as well. It really, really helped with giving a natural cure to the vertigo that I had been experiencing. Magnesium is a really good one as well. I take one of these tablets once a day, 365 days a year. It's really good for muscle cramps, spasms, and it just relaxes everything, just relaxes your muscles, and it really helps to counteract that stress and tension that you do experience when anxiety seems to be the base way that you operate. Last but not least is energy healing. Now, I'm an energy healer, and I have found that throughout my anxiety recovery journey, which is always an ongoing process, there are times that anxiety peaks, by and large, connection with the earth and connection with my own energy has been what has got me through. It's the sort of thing, again, it's not a one-hit wonder. You can't go into energy healing with the expectation that you can just click your fingers and be magicked better. Oftentimes it will take several sessions to get your energy back on track to a point where it can be open to healing. But a really good way that I find just to calm and center myself is to put my hands over my heart chakra, and then I feel for the beat of my heart, and then I sync my breathing with the beat of my heart. And it might start off quite rapid, but then little by little, as the heart starts to listen to the breath and the breath starts to listen to the heart, they begin to work in harmony together. And it just energetically pulls every part of you back together again. Your essential organs are talking to each other again, which means the rest of the systems in your body are talking to each other again. So that's a very, very simple way of explaining energy healing, I suppose, and I could go into a lot more micro detail, but it's the sort of thing that you need to take into account when you're putting together a larger treatment plan for your social anxiety. So that's my 7 natural tips for overcoming social anxiety, natural supplements that you can use to support your body in its healing process. I'm Eva Lane. Please do come over to anxiousrelief.com. I've got a whole range of energy healing MP3s that you can download to your music playing device, and you listen to those energy healing techniques and you walk yourself through the exercises there. They're really quick, they're between 5 and 7 minutes, and they're completely free. I've got a grounding technique, I've got an energy protection exercise there, I've got a deep forgiving and releasing exercise there as well. Those will be really, really good for preparing your body to take on healing, for releasing social anxiety from your life. Have a wonderful day. Love and light.